Hello, my name is Gabriel Watson, and in this session, we'll look at best practices to create, connect, and manage your 3D library used in utility physical design. We can break down our journey into 4 core challenges. This is important because process and data needs to change when an intelligent design tool is implemented. Let's start by identifying our focus area for this presentation. Always keep in mind that we must understand the advantages and limitations of whichever application we're employing. However, other software combinations can also benefit from a lot of the common practices recommended here. For this presentation, we will focus on 2 of the most used intelligent design tools in the market, SDSP4i and SDSP4a. The core difference between how those handle intelligent data is where the geometry and metadata are saved. P4i splits each component with all the information, while P4a saves more component metadata in the layout drawing. Okay, the first challenge isn't quite specific to a tool or application. It's more related to change management. From our experience implementing intelligent design solutions, the key to success is adapting your teams to collaborate efficiently based on a breakdown of skills, not just hands on deck. Identify the skills and address deficiencies in your team before scaling the work. Secondly, some process redesign is required to document and test new workflows. If you change tools from a handsaw to a table saw, you know you will create and delete steps in the process. Establish a starting point and an endpoint. Then, communicate with everyone the milestones of adoption for best results. Our second biggest challenge is regarding the handling of legacy or old datasets. Everything built with previous tools may require some conversion when reused. Moreover, a specific role of librarian or design leadership is required to define where legacy data ends and the new standard models begin. Due diligence in vetting new content into your standards will ensure those are in line with older standards while carrying the correct data for the new design tools. A few other points to watch out for are stagnation from not having ways to interface with brownfield data and overdependency on precise information for your models. Sometimes a generic model can go a long way until your design can swap out those placeholders. Still on data integration, we recommend a pipeline, like this sample, to handle legacy data conversion to build a new library of standards. Think of this library as your toolkit of building blocks to design with. The better you categorize the model types into proper subfolders and split the process into clear steps and roles, the easier and faster you will have a full set of design models. Sometimes this work involves external partners as well, and a proper streamlined channel of communication with only those involved in each step is ideal. It all starts with a shopping list of sorts, what you need to develop in a particular cycle or iteration, and a batch of legacy files to be used then as a raw geometry input for conversion. Next is the challenge of simplifying and storing all those models. This involves a lot of geometry creation and metadata attribution, which can be repetitive. SBS has guidelines for a lot of these methods for SDS P4i and P4a, and you should expand those on your own process documents. Not all 3D models will be perfect, but you can always revise their geometry later if all you have as an input today is insufficient. Remember, the intelligent design relies more on the correct data than the correct geometry. Here's a bigger sample of how SDSP4a teams could collaborate with an external partner towards building a content library. Note that the request for updates starts with the end users at the top left of this diagram, and it triggers external contractors and experts that will carry specific roles for each step. Again, this all starts with a list or table of standard models chosen for conversion, and a growing list of SOPs about how the output should look like. Everything else is a breakdown of content creation and transmission of data into the company's design storage. Corrections and feedback are super important as they help improve each future cycle and future batches. After creating and simplifying, there is the matter of how to store your library content. We recommend the particular setup shown here on the right, which can vary as needed. Keep in mind that your design management tools will need to treat standard library content like this differently than the live content used in projects, which is usually a copy made from the standards. With time, you must also identify which groups of models often get placed together, like islands or bays, and build assemblies of those for quick placement, which can be slightly modified later. Consult often with the designers closest to the work to understand their preferences. Finally, there is the vision of how future expansion and collaboration should work. You'll need to account for onboarding newcomers as well as some automation in content creation. We identify that successful rollouts usually have a solid base of documented requirements that absorbs feedback from the design and content building teams. Also, the turnaround time for usable 3D content is key for efficient adoption. You can start training all designers as soon as a critical mass of most used components is available, even if those standard components get revised later. Long term, we envision less steps and quicker cycles, as the new content can mirror existing benchmark models and simple tasks to become automated. Here's a sample of a table you can use for content creation cycles or iterations. In the columns, you may add any required information for the process or for the data embedded into the models, and color code or mark the stages where each model is at. The key information this table can filter for you would be the time it takes to complete similar components by complexity and type. You may also note any challenges or questions for future revisions or reviews of the content with those responsible for accepting or approving it later. If you found this presentation valuable and wish to learn more, or work with us to help select the best tools and build your intelligent design content in the future, reach out to our utilities team at IMAGINiT. We bring forward in-depth software knowledge combined with the best practices from multiple industries to solve today's most challenging problems.